Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the ESL Late Night Cup here with me, Swag, and Elmo for Poison TV. Of course, shout out to Schmigel for observing. And right now we're going to enter ESL Whirlwind, where we have Spawn at top right position, playing for NON Esports. It's Koerby.
It is indeed, and spawning down to the bottom left-hand side, it is going to be the Teal Protoss player playing for Sys Esports. It is going to be Bordan, who also played 1 or 2 times already in the PH2, who is a tournament that we used to host.
We actually still host it.
We are still hosting it, but it's on hold. Yeah.
Yeah. We were supposed to have it last week, I think, but we actually I think it collided with one of the other tournaments we have.
I think we have the frag back qualifiers.
Yeah, I think there's some really big tournaments going on right now. We have the Egypt Cup, the frag back qualifiers, and we want to be able to cover every single one of our cups as well. So yeah, it happens. But anyhow, right now in this game, it's cross positions on Whirlwind in a PvP. Is this the one PvP we'll actually be able to see a macro game?
It definitely could be. But very, very likely here. I mean, it's
a PvP though.
The biggest map right now. You have cross positions, but of course the thing with PvP is warp gate. That makes rush distances so small. Basically, if you have a proxy pawn, you can basically almost instantaneously reinforce. So even though the distances seem to be very big, in fact they actually aren't, especially in a PvP.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Some units like, the Immortals and Colossi will take some more time, of course, but when you're actually in that stage of the game, you don't care way too much of the time it takes. It's more like in the early game, and as you said, with the Warp Gate, it goes really, and it goes really quick. And Bordan actually saying that next game should be random versus random, if I am correct, right?
Indeed.
Awesome! Yeah, and, I'm just thinking right now what they can be doing, because we see a second gas going down from Bordan, and Koerby already has a second gas, so both playing kind of standardly, no second gate yet going down from any other players. I think we're going to see standard games so far at least, and I'm really looking to see who will go aggressive first, because basically in PvP you usually have one who just says, okay, I'm going to go aggressive and hope you're doing something stupid.
Is it? Okay. Miguel just told us that apparently the ESL version of Whirlwind is forced cross spawns. Honestly, I didn't know that.
What? Okay, no, I didn't even know that myself. But Koerby, Bordan right now, adding on the second gate, and yeah, as I said, forced cross position. That's interesting because that forces kind of a macro game almost.
Absolutely, both players so far going for the double gateway style though. So they are not planning at least getting a super quick nexus. They first of all want to get at least a little sizable army here. I think as we saw I think we already had one PvP so far, and we also had a very, very similar opening to those two guys. Thank you for the ping, Mr. Pinger. It's once again such a guy. Oh come on, don't stop that.
There's always this like a secret pinger.
You don't want to be that guy. We had one. I think it was the Egypt Cup last.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Wow, that's so fun. That's so fun. It's like, oh, guys, that's hatchery. That's the pilot. That's the pilot. Oh god, I love that.
Just to throw that out there, if you.
He will find you.
I will find you. And I will kill you anyways.
Yeah, anyhow, yeah, the Nexus is down there for Bordan. Sorry for interrupting you and Elmo, but I think we really have to go into this because right now Koerby is pushing in and he has quite a few units out. He doesn't have the offensive pylon. There we go, the aggressive pylon is placed and now Koerby wants to do some aggressive damage here. And Bordan though, with the double gate, not finished with his warp gate though, now making a robo, so he won't have any units for quite some time and now Koerby is poking away at this Nexus and Bordan has to commit or cancel. Which one does it do?
I think he's just gonna let it finish and then eventually go for Photon Overcharge onto the Nexus. But the question is, does it actually finish? Because it's now really under very, very heavy fire. Koerby is doing the best to let it finish it off. More stocks being warped in here for Bordan. He's now also going to push down the ramp with a couple of sentries. And he eventually will push the forces of Koerby back. But with that very nice or conveniently placed warp in pile in there. Koerby should be able to reinforce quite quickly here. More stalkers should be warped in here, but the Robo is now just finishing as well as the Nexus, so meaning that potent overcharge is possible. And with that, I think Bordan is in a very nice position.
Yeah, really interesting choice here by Bordan, actually using that hallucinated Phoenix to scout off, and actually it kind of, I don't really want to say waste, but yeah, he's spending you know, the energy of 2 force fields here, so he really wants to make sure what his opponent is doing, and if he's actually expanding behind this, and he will see expansion, and this is an amazing scout. I had to point that out. This is an amazing scout.
Yeah.
He sees the forge as well, and now he knows, okay, I am fine. I got enough troops to push this back. I can just sit in my base. I got my base before him. Just go macro. And we do see the forge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Bordan is now going to push out of his natural there, will eventually chase the units of Koerby away. And Koerby right now is not really in the best position. His Nexus just about now finished, meaning that he will lose out on a little probe production and also income. And also his Robo was a little bit slower than the one of Bordan here, meaning that he will eventually have a disadvantage in higher tech tier units. The only thing right now for Koerby right now is the quicker +1/+1, but that's just also a couple of seconds ahead.
Yeah, there's just a few seconds. So with Chrono, it should kind of balance out if anyone chooses to Chrono that. And Bordan right now, as well, you know, with the Immortal coming out. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, more gateways going down. And Koerby right now, he has to do something. You know, when you're behind, you have to choose something. You know, are you going to get more army and do damage? Are you going to get more tech and use the tech advantage? Or are you going to get more economy? And right now, it looks like he's actually not committing to anything, really.
Yeah, very true. For Koerby, we now once again see more gateways in production, but oh, look at the production here. Both players actually going for warp prisms right now, which is something I really like. I mean, warp prisms are just probably in PvP the best unit. They just provide such a great mobility, and also they're just so extremely annoying. I mean, with the recent it's fairly recent. With the speed buff they got, they are just even more annoying.
Yeah, oh my god, they're so hard to catch up nowadays. And oh, there we go, he scouted. Yeah, he scouted
very nice
incoming. And that warp prism, if it was to be sniped, that is 2 immortals dying as well. And here
Thanks
comes
for
the
the
other one. Yeah, thanks for ping, Mr. Ping Guy. And we do have another warp prism with 2 immortals coming. The long distance though, he's really going out to the corner with this one, which means that Bordan will have the earlier attack. And behind this, he's getting Templar Archives, he's getting charged. He's really macroing behind this as well, so he's not counting on just killing his opponent or something. He just wants to do a ton of damage. And now he's the one who has his army with those immortals. The question is, how much damage can he do? Can he actually force his opponent to go back into his main base? Here we go, those immortals are dropped. And oh, if he gets the pylon, no, in no time, one of the immortals is out. But now it's 2 immortals versus one immortal. Oh, he's actually going to pick up and run away. That might be a mistake at this point.
Very true. He definitely could have done way more than that. He also might have been able to catch that immortal. Recall is being activated now for Bordan here, because also the immortals of Koerby now finally have arrived in the natural. But with the recall, of course, that one gets shut down as well. Taking a look at the workers killed right now, 5 to 1 worker. That is fairly even. Warp prism of Bordan here once again tries to poke in, but now we already have a couple of stalkers in the main. That warp prism should be kinda zoned out here.
Yeah, and right now, Bordan though getting started base. Koerby did not scout this at all, but Bordan did see that pass, so he will take it down now. Won't actually supply block him at all, so it's kind of fine. Right now though, Koerby is getting his Stargate, whilst Bordan, he's just getting his +2/+1, and he's getting his third up, and he says, I want to go the macro game, I want to go, you know, get this death ball out. And Koerby, it looks like he really wants to do something up for 2 base.
He once again drops down into the natural here with those 2 immortals. Will once again take out a couple of workers here. But eventually the Zealots will arrive here, trying to force that away once again. But he gets another 5 worker kills. That was very nicely. Has to be careful now not to lose the warp prism here, because those 2 immortals are very expensive here for him.
Yeah, and right now...
No,
oh my god, is he going to get it? He gets the warp prism. That is a huge move. Wow.
That, well, Yeah, that is kind of unfortunate for Koerby. That losing that War Prism definitely was a no-no for him. That definitely sets him behind quite considerably right now. First of all, he lost 2 Immortals that could very well come in handy in upcoming engagements. But also he lost his War Prism that was pretty much the most mobile part right now of his army. The part that he was able to arrest with. So that's definitely not very nice for him.
Yeah, and the thing is that Bordan is actually getting his +3/+2, whilst Koerby's just getting his +2, +1. So that means he'll actually be 2 upgrades ahead of his opponent. And with the third base so much earlier, he'll have a huge advantage. But what is Koerby doing? He's getting the Fleet Beaker, and I think we might... I'm not sure. I mean, Tempests.
Tempests could be possible.
Or carriers.
And I think they are also going to be most likely here because we already see Archon production.
Yeah.
And those Tempests, they are just so dang good against massive ground units. Is it massive? Yeah, it's massive. I think they do like 80 damage per shot. That's like insane. No, it's massive against ground.
So anyhow, yeah, we do see right now some nice scouting going down from Koerby, just scouting everything that's going on. But Bordan is actually pushing in into third base here of Koerby. And does Koerby have enough? That's the question. Look at the difference in the army right now. Bordan is so far ahead and Koerby must move out right now. But does he have enough? That's the question right now. The third is going down, but from behind comes Koerby. And he's looking to really...
very
nice move. Wow.
Very well executed there by Bordan, killing off that third base that was so important for Koerby right there, which will definitely throw him behind very much economically. And he barely lost anything, maybe a couple of zealots, that was about it really.
Yeah, we do see right now 2 Stargates going down from Bordan, and he's +3/+3, actually +3 armor just started as well, so he's so far ahead in upgrades, and with this double Stargates and the fleet picking as well. Wow, he's going to be in just about the same position as his opponent, but with 1 base up at this point, he could even start his 4th if he wanted to, and he's pushing once again.
Look at the production tab, carriers for Koerby are being produced here. I'm having just so much fun. Anyways, as I mentioned, Bordan is once again pushing across the map here. Once again, very big and scary army here. Let's see if Koerby can defend this time a little bit better. Let's see, Army is now pushing forward. There is a lot of Archons. Here we go, Slots are charging forward. First Archon dies off immediately. And Bordan will be at least pushed back temporarily. First carrier is still some ways away.
Oh, and look at the drop in the main base though. That Warpins does go down. But Bordan though doing some nice damage, forcing a few Warpins. And yeah, actually forcing the Photon overcharge. That was a bit of an overkill.
And here we go. Also, the army is now going to enter the third base, or maybe not. Yeah, he's... Okay. He's not going to. Anyways.
Yeah, and we do see right now Bordan is actually making double Tempest at the same time, and Koerby making double Carrier. So I think this is time to say Carrier has arrived, and whoa, triple Carrier even.
I'm gonna call special tactics here. Koerby getting them carriers already, also starting +1 airship attack and also the graviton catapult. And the thing with carriers is they actually get +16 more damage per damage upgrade. Because each interceptor has like 2 attacks.
That makes sense.
And with 8 interceptors, with 2 attacks, that makes a grand total of 16 more damage per upgrade. That is just huge.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge. And those Tempests will do so amazing amounts of damage to those carriers because they are massive.
Yeah, but the plus massive damage is against ground units.
No,
the Tempests are actually not all that good against carriers.
No, I think it works against air as well.
Oh, it's only air? I thought it was ground.
So right now, I mean, those Tempests will actually do so much damage against the carriers, if I'm correct. I'm 90% sure.
Like, I've been playing those Tempests now for over half a year. And I thought they
that realization.
Massive damage against ground.
That realization is so harsh. It's like when you realize, I've been doing it all wrong. Trust me, I've had quite a few of those, so I know how it is.
I just feel so stupid right now. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can actually tell from my overlay. If you look at the air weapons and ground weapons, the air weapons have versus massive 85, so it should be only against massive
Yeah, it's
air
just
units,
against
if I'm
massive
correct.
ground units. Okay, so they are actually very, very effective against carriers.
Extremely effective, yes. Oh, sorry, actually people can't hear me, so I actually have to talk at the same time as him. Anyhow, right now we do see Bordan pushing out. Sorry guys if we get silent a bit, we actually think you guys can hear me sometimes. But anyhow, we do see such a huge army from Bordan. Koerby though, with all these carriers, has to make sure that he has an observer with his army, because so he can't be sniped by his opponent's observer and Tempest combo. These carriers has to do damage, but as soon as they are spotted, he'll start doing so much damage. And already Bordan starts poking a bit with a few units. Quite a few Zeltai in the south actually doing some nice poking damage.
I think he's just gonna try and get rid of a little bit of supply. Anyways, he's also now going to move out. We have so far 6 Tempests. Of course, they have to be focus firing the carriers, because otherwise they will just aim for the interceptors, and that definitely will not be very effective. I can tell you that much. But I think Bordan is good enough to actually do so. So far he's positioning himself in the middle of the map. Might now eventually head for the 4th base here. Koerby is already positioning himself very, very nicely. He should not go down that choke point though. That's a very, very bad position for him to be in.
Oh, here we go. Wow, one-shot thing. The carriers, oh my god, just look at that mayhem. 2nd carrier going down, 3rd carrier going down, and the 4th right now just dying. There we go, 4 carriers are down, and those Tempests just going to back up a bit, kite a bit, while Bordan is just pushing out. And look at that supply. Amazing play from Bordan. And I mean, Koerby right now, what can he actually do? He has a few, and there we go, GG. Those Tempests were super effective.